All right, guys, welcome to our new show. This is going to be an interview show, guys. So, if you guys remember, Ben used to do a show on here where he would just kind of have conversations with people about what they were watching. Um, I kind of wanted to bring something like that back. I didn't want to exactly copy it, so I put my own little twist on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the channel with everybody on the channel, and we're going to have conversations and we're just going to kind of get to know each other a little better and let you guys get to know us a little better. So, my first guest is going to be Mr. Padawan Frito. I have him here tonight. We're going to bring him in. Sir, how
What's
we
up?
doing?
Doing good, man. It was a long day at work. A little
All
bit of
right.
frustration, bit
Yep,
at
I
the
know
end,
that.
but
I know how that is.
we're here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Um. So yeah, man. Like I said, this is going to be sort of just a conversation, get to know, and let everybody know who we are and why we love this geek stuff so much. Because some people are confused, I think, on why we love it.
I mean, I don't know.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
like we don't talk about it every day.
But where I want to kind of start is where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Um, it was literally the scene to every single, you know, comic book movie growing up, or every city was made up to be New York,
Mm-hmm.
and all these games, movies, shows. So that was kind of a big part of me getting into uh, geek stuff and my city,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. But yeah, growing up in New York City was a bit crazy, to be honest.
Oh, I can imagine, dude. Yeah, absolutely. What part again?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, right? Okay. Um, and I know you said you did theater and stuff in school.
Yes, I did.
What was that
So,
like?
I mean, it was weird because I wasn't only just the theater nerd, I was also uh, playing football. So
Okay.
I was that
Okay.
dude that was trying to get to football practice right after I was done with rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I just loved it. I don't know. It was just the theatrics, expressing yourself, being able to become someone else on stage. I think it was just so mesmerizing to me. Um,
Yeah.
I fell in love with West Side Story as a kid. And I think the biggest part about it was me and my mom, we would go on like long car rides, and
Okay.
it would just be like we would just playing music and just singing along for hours and hours and hours. I mean, literally, we would go on drives forever. And I think the just that theatrics and singing all those songs, it got me into doing musicals. And
Okay.
before my voice cracked, it was great. But once the voice cracked, I couldn't sing for shit.
Yeah. Well, that happens unfortunately, but
I mean, literally, there was a play I
okay.
was in, your Good Man Charlie Brown, and it was the night before opening night, and I had braces. And at the time, I had to get the bite plate out, which is it pushes your front teeth forward.
Yeah. Oh, I
And I
have one.
got it taken out. And do you know what happens when you get it taken out, Don?
Mm-hmm. Oh
You
yeah.
get that lisp.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get rid of it for a couple of days because you're so used to. So the very next day, I had to be singing, "You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown," with a lisp, and it was just a
Oh,
little bit like this,
damn. Yeah, that
dude.
sucks. That's the worst timing ever, too.
Dude, it was literally. I don't know. I didn't think anything of it too either. I was just like, but when we got out of it, and I was just like, "Mom, why am I talking like this? Is this gonna go away?" Like it was just so traumatizing, and I think it made the performance a bit funnier, but I was freaking out.
Dude, I lost so many retainers that my mom finally was like, "You're
Oh,
getting braces."
dude. No, I had the braces and then I had the retainers, and my mom said you get 2 times to lose your retainer, and I swear to God, the next ones are the permanent ones, and sure as shit, lost them
Mhm.
twice, and I got the permanent joints put in on the back of my teeth. One of them is still on there on the bottom.
Dude, I would throw the little plastic case in my pocket and put the retainer on my food tray at school, and then I would just throw everything away after lunch and not even think about grabbing it off the tray. Yeah, I would do it all the time. My mom would get so mad at me. I'd have to fish it out like all the time and then go wash it off and shit. Like, oh, it was bad.
Ah, dude,
It was real bad. I would,
I that whole experience with
yeah.
braces and everything, adjustments, all of that stuff was so terrible. I just hate dentists and orthodontists now because of it. It was just so annoying.
So then, would you say that the theater was like your first, like your introduction to the geek world? I guess more
No,
than any. No. Okay. So
as
where
much
would
as
you say that started?
um, it would definitely have to say it started with my uncle Michael.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
he was an absolute, he is still probably the biggest nerd I have ever known in my entire life. You can sit him down and he will go on and on about every single story, plot twist, side mission that these characters have ever gone on. Like, he is just a well of like all of this knowledge. And not only that, like, he got me into Led Zeppelin. Like,
Okay.
as a
Sure.
child, he would like he would do this like stupid thing with me, and it would just be he would just look at me as a kid and he would be like, "Who's the greatest rock and roll band of all time?" And I'd answer back, "Led Zeppelin." And he
Nice.
says, "Greatest rock and roll song ever, Stairway to Heaven, written by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Greatest rock and roll albums." And then it would be Led Zeppelin 1, Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin 4, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank.
See?
But like I've got like 7 of them out of like their first like 10 albums burned into my brain because of him.
That's great
Um,
though. No, that's
but I
awesome.
mean, like, he would always wear like comic book T-shirts. He would always wear, and he would bring me to the bookstore with him, and he would literally just sit down and read like half of a graphic novel while we were looking around, and just be like, "All right, let's go." And I was like, "What? You're not gonna buy it?" He's like, "No, I'm just gonna come back later and read it." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Damn. Okay. That's actually pretty smart though.
Yeah, like, he was just like, yeah. He's like, they're not gonna kick me out for just looking and reading the book.
No, yeah, no, definitely not.
Smart enough. But
Definitely
yeah,
not.
he
Yeah.
was definitely, he had a huge comic collection, and that's why I have my comics now. Yeah, he was
So what
definitely
was the one thing that like hooked you? Like obviously he showed you a lot of stuff, but what was the one thing that
Spider-Man.
was okay? Okay.
Spider-Man. I mean, my family is from Queens, so that's like he is a New Yorker from Queens, and he is just. I
Mhm.
mean, the story of Spider-Man, I feel like, to me, he was literally the true embodiment of what a superhero was.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
he just was like, he wanted to stick up for the little guy. He didn't. He wanted to make sure his neck of the woods was safe and sound, and if his adventures led him elsewhere, it did. But he was just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I don't know. Seeing him obviously swing around in my city was an amazing thing for it. But it was just definitely Spider-Man had a huge place in my heart.
Sure. That makes sense, man. That makes total sense for sure.
Yeah,
Um yeah, see I grew up with like the X-Men. Like that was like my thing when I was a kid.
yeah.
But see that I wasn't a big comic book person though. I liked the shows, like the original cartoons.
Keep going.
So no, yeah, yeah. So like I was into like Gambit, Wolverine, you know, um, Nightcrawler is another one of my favorites from when I was growing up. I didn't really get into the Spider-Man and stuff until later. Like I knew about Superman, Spider-Man, all that because what my grandmother had these VHSs, man. They were from like literally like the 50s, and they were these old like old Superman tales, and I would watch them over and over and over again, and they were so much fun. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, those Superman, like X-Men, to be honest, I think that was the what came out first, X-Men or Spider-Man in live action?
Spider-Man was live action first. I'm pretty sure.
Spider-Man
I'm
was.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't. I like. I still, to be honest, X-Men was probably also a great. Not probably. It was. It was an amazing
Hmm.
franchise, and I loved. Wolverine is probably my second favorite superhero of all time because I mean, he is even back when I think from what is it, the old X-Men shows, um, him in that yellow and
I
blue
know.
suit, like I mean, I grew up on that shit. But like, okay, so this the kind of stuff was just my
Nice.
stuff. Like this is what I grew up on. Like honestly, it was just and his artwork was always so well done. Like it was
Yeah.
like I mean, there was so and there was I had a God, bad memory affiliated with this book, but I had this book that was an entire cyclopedia of just Spider-Man uh, villains, characters, uh,
Okay.
his different suits, all of it. It was just literally a huge encyclopedia of Spider-Man,
That's cool.
and these freaking little shits in school stole it,
Mm,
and then they put it out in the freaking playground. And later on after school, didn't tell me until later on after school, and it had rained all day long.
no.
Ruined the entire book, dude.
That sucks.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. That one was a rough one.
Now, when like what grade would that have been? Do you think?
Shit. Fuck. Excuse my language.
No,
I
you're good.
think that was probably fourth grade.
Okay. Okay.
Third or fourth grade. Yeah. Like I was young.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I get it, dude. The first time I got into a fight was I was playing. I had I think they were GI Joes. There were two GI Joes I had, and I was playing with them in the playground at school, and it had to be same thing, like third, fourth grade, whatever. And this kid came up and grabbed one and just ran away with it, dude. I chased him down and beat him up for that to get my damn GI Joe
Give
back.
me my GI Joe.
Dude, I was so mad. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh God, no. The very first fight I ever was in. Uh, parents grew up in a lesbian household,
Okay. Yeah.
and this kid told me he couldn't come over to my house because his parents said that I lived in a word that starts with a D
Mm,
and
yep.
rhymes with
I'm with you.
hike.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Household.
Yeah.
And I was in, I want to say second grade. Like it was young.
Gotcha.
And my
Okay.
initial reaction was just to hit him.
Sure.
Just to hit him. Like
Sure.
I don't even remember like there was no thought process. There was no like, and it's not even like I had heard the word much. I just knew
Right.
that was a derogatory word. And I mean, I heard that and I was just like, go mode.
Dude, kids are assholes.
Oh yeah.
When we were kids, we were assholes, man. I know I was. Like I was definitely an asshole for no reason at all.
Oh
No
dude.
reason.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I was the kid that was being an asshole to try and fit in.
Yes.
So
Then
I
that's
could
what it is.
stop.
But that's what it is, right?
But like it was mostly because I was getting called like Pikachu if I wasn't fucking with someone else because I had terrible rosacea and like I would get called
Hmm.
Pikachu because I was chubby and fucking red cheeks.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Uh, I see. I got like the obvious ones because of my name, like Donald Duck,
Oh
and
yeah.
now I would get like fucker instead of Tucker, like that kind of dumb stuff. Yeah. it was so like by the time I got to middle school, I was just like, I don't even like think it's that even
Yeah,
like it's not even
it's not
really,
that funny.
it's not really that funny to me. So the only thing that sucks is everybody else around you is playing into it because everybody wants to be cool. So
I,
everybody's like, "Oh, it's so funny," and it's like but
you
it's
want to know
not.
what's crazy? Like shit like that, trying to fit in and like be cool drew me away from one of the best things that I enjoy to this day, and it's D&D. Like,
Okay,
because
okay,
I was always told that D&D was, you know, the ultimate D&D and actually Magic. D&D and Magic were actually like the two that were like the most nerdiest nerd things you could do.
yeah,
And so like I was just like I can like, you know, comics are acceptable. All
right,
these,
right, right,
you know,
right.
movies they're acceptable. The video games acceptable. I can do that shit. That's fine. But if I cross into this, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be too much and I'm going to be too dorky. And I mean, now I'm older, I could care less and
It sucks, but yeah, you're right. That's
I
how it is.
finally started playing D&D when I was 24 and I'm 26 now. So only
Okay.
2 years ago. Um, and Magic I only got into probably last year and I love it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, seeing the same when I was growing up, man. Like you could not play D&D. Like even though I grew up in the later part of the '80s and all '90s, there was no you couldn't play D&D and be cool. Like there was
yeah.
no way, shape or form you could do that. And it's probably something I would enjoy. Like I said, and we're gonna try to do it here and play. So it's definitely something that I would have been into, but it's because of the stigma of it as a kid with other
Yeah.
kids that you just don't even like. Okay, well, that's not cool, so I can't
And
play
it's
that.
not I don't even think it like I think D&D was also it's not even just the kids. Like that was like everyone thought that
Yes.
D&D was like, oh, you guys are like just pretending to be other people in a room for like all this time. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no. Listen, you don't understand the connection me and Jarrell Bain have. Like,
No, it's fair, man. It's definitely fair. Like I said, it had such a stigma for so long. Plus the fact that back then too, man, like it was a weird time with like
oh yeah, when D&D was
demonic
first,
like
yeah, when
demonic
D&D
stuff
was
and that
first
you're
coming
into like
out,
so like when you're constantly being fed that crap you're just like, well, I don't want to do that either.
which that is so weird that it was like
Yeah.
considered because it's like they're fighting like especially it's like no most campaigns I've played are not like oh you guys are the demons and you're causing hell hell on earth.
Well, dude, I mean they do the same thing with Harry Potter now. Look at that. I mean
True.
it's so weird. It's like what? Like
True.
Harry Potter has demonic possessions in it. What are you
It's
talking
like
about?
what? Yeah, exactly. Like
Like no.
it's just a game and it's just a way to express creativity
Yeah.
to especially like people who aren't like the most creative. It's a great way to actually like start that. Like because when you're in
Hmm.
situations and you have to come up with how your character does something, like my DM does a great thing where he'll you know tell you to explain it, and that's kind of what I do. Why I have Titans of the Turf the way I do,
Hmm.
why I
Hmm.
wanted it that way. One of the things I fought for with all of us, not me specifically,
Sure, sure.
was like, how did your character do that? Like, if it was good, if the role was good enough, he wanted to see where your mind went with it to help you push it. So, like,
Hmm.
also get you connected to the character more.
No, it makes sense, man. It makes total sense because, like you said, or at least the way I've come to understand it is, it's all about the creativity and the
Yeah,
story. So, yeah, being able to come up with something on the fly is, going to be crucial when you're
yeah.
playing that game. Makes sense.
Hmm.
No, I like that, dude. I love that you brought that in to the Titans, man, because it definitely adds such a great dynamic and it's really the only way to play the games out,
Yeah.
in that way, at least. So,
Yeah, and I mean it's and also like we live in a freaking crazy world. Why the hell would I not want to be elven, mage for 3 hours of a day and get lost in another world where I'm actually saving it? Like, I'm sorry, that sounds pretty damn good to me sometimes.
Dude, I got an airsoft for a while, man. I can't do it like I used to because it's just running it all the time and shit. But
Dude,
dude, going out
airsoft.
there and being able to do like Call of Duty in real life is some of the funnest stuff you'll ever do, man. Like it's so much fun.
Dude, I've only done airsoft twice, and that was so fun.
It's
It
so
was
cool.
exhilarating. Oh
Yeah.
my god! Like
Yeah.
I went with my aunt's boyfriend at the time.
Hmm.
He took me, um, and it was just like we went in. He had 2 extra pistols, so I had his pistols, and they gave me a rifle
Hmm. Hmm.
for an extra price or whatever. And I remember I was going in at first. I was with the AR, just,
Hmm.
and then like at one point I was just like, "Fuck it, we're going to Kimbo."
Yep. Yep.
Dude, it's so fun.
It's great, dude. It's so much
Like
fun,
if you
dude.
get hit, you get hit. It's not like it's really hurting.
No, no. Dude, I play like I played paintball and stuff like that. Obviously, tag and
Oh
or
yeah,
laser tag stuff like that. But dude, nothing compares to airsoft.
no,
It's so close to realistic as you're gonna get. Like it really is.
dude. And I think one of the craziest moments was I was literally like peeking a corner,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean my visor came out,
Yep,
and it just tink, and I was like,
dude. Dude,
how?
there's a dude Novrich that has the gun that can shoot over 350 feet on a dime. Like he can hit anything from 350 feet with it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
insane. Like, yeah.
see, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm sorry, all of us geeks and nerds who love shit like that, someone was like, yo, I need to find out how to make a rifle that does this
Mm-hmm.
because I need to make sure I out.
Well, dude, like, yeah, it's a rubber bullet. Like, you can only get it to go so far, but how far can you get it to go accurately? Like, that's the fucking question. Like, really, it is.
Exactly. That's the thing
Like,
too.
yeah, like no matter what, it's not going to go that far. But how far can I get it to go?
But yeah, I got into the fucking funny story about paintball.
Okay.
Um, we were kids and we were just shooting into some trees, we thought. And apparently we go inside and neighbors come knocking on the door. And me and my cousin just like hear from the front, paintballs. What do you mean all over your house? And your car? And I was like, oh, and we were
What?
just unleading in like with some we each had 2 pistols and we were just shooting into some trees. Like, yes, there was a house on the other side, but we thought it was thick enough that nothing was going
Yeah.
to go through. There was at least 10 shots that went through.
So here's a crazy fucking story, right? So high school, we're hanging out at my buddy's house, and he's got a brand new pellet gun. So we decide to hang out his kitchen window as an apartment. It was the bottom corner apartment. And there was a little a little tiny parking lot that was outside the window of his kitchen. And there was a sign, like a no parking sign or whatever right there. And we were shooting this sign with the pellet gun, me and my buddy, right? There's like 4 or 5 of us in his house smoking and stuff and hanging out. And we stopped shooting. So behind the sign, behind the parking lot, there's like a pretty big hill that goes down, and then there's another street with houses. So we're hanging out after we shot this thing for a while, and we stopped shooting it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, cops just start coming in the windows and doors and stuff. Like we're like, what the hell is happening, right?
Like, what do we do?
These little kids were playing on the hill. We didn't even know they were there. We had no idea they were there because they were down the hill more. They said we were shooting at them. I guess because the ricochets were going like down the hill, like some of them, whatever. So they thought we were shooting at them, dude. I actually got the charges got dropped, but it was a possession or discharging a firearm in the residential area, whatever stupid stupid thing it was. It was a pellet gun. It was literally a pellet gun from Walmart, dude. Like, that's all it was. Got
wild.
trouble for that. Yeah, it was so stupid. It was so dumb. Like, we didn't even know they were there. Like, we were trying to talk to the parents. We were like, look, we're really sorry. Like, we really didn't know. Like, we weren't trying to shoot anybody. We were shooting the parking sign. They didn't care. They were pretty pissed.
See, that's just bad luck right there.
Yeah, it was just horrible, stupid. And we were just teenagers, you know what I mean? Like in high school, it was just stupid fun. Like, we didn't think anything of it.
Like, I'm not trying to hit a kid. I'm not trying to make him
no. And like I said, the houses were down the hill, so like you weren't hitting the houses. Like, there's no way you were going to hit the house. It was just going to go into the trees and whatever. Same thing, like kind of what you were saying. Like, it was going to go down. So it wasn't like nobody was in danger. Like, we weren't shooting towards houses or anything like that. Crazy.
See, no, I was stupid and they was semi towards the house though.
Well, no, but I mean, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I ain't gonna go through.
Exactly.
You're like,
kid brain, you're just like, no, that's fine. It's
exactly. So, you know, that's being a kid, man. That's the learning process of being a kid, man.
Dude, the amount of dumb things that have happened to me when I was a kid. My parents should have known that I was going to be a problem child when I was 2-3 years old and I was running through the house and I tripped and hit the corner of my, like, right here on a coffee table. I almost lost my eye. Or I think it was this one.
Dude, I packed up I packed up a bag with just like a toy in it and walked out of my house when I was like 5 and just walked up to the corner and just sat on the corner because I didn't know where to go. I had no idea where to go. I just sat there until they came and got me.
He said, I'm leaving.
I just grabbed the bag and put a toy in it and just walked out the door.
A single toy.
I was going to go somewhere. Oh, man. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So, all right. So let me ask you this. So after you got into D&D now, you're a big gamer too, I guess. Let's go there. So what, you know, where did you start with gaming at?
So my parents had the old school Atari.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing a lot of those games,
like Pong and Centipede and
all. Yeah. Literally, they had like, I want to say like 40 cassette thing. Were they called cassettes?
Cassettes. Cartridges. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, because that was what we called the N64 ones. So yeah, cartridges. Had like 40 of those cartridges, and I would just play those, but made sure it was limited because my stepmom would always say that they were collectors. And then it moved on to N64.
Yeah.
And it had Mario and GoldenEye and all of those great games. And
the worst design controller ever in history.
Oh, yeah. It was the worst design controller with the best games. It was so janky. And I think the games are what saved it because, like, having to, like, either decide to hold this side, or this way was the stupidest thing, especially as a child. It's like it's like the size of your head, and you're just trying to freaking play it. But then PlayStation 1 was fun. Don't get me wrong. Skate was awesome. Tomb Raider on it.
Yeah. Tony Hawk games.
Yeah. But then PlayStation 2 was when I was really like, just now is when I was like starting to get into the addiction of like, oh, I got to get home to play this. I got to get home to beat this game. And I think one of the very first games was the Spider-Man games on those, where you had to beat Rhino and Doc Ock and two of them, right?
Yeah. Well, there's Spider-Man 1 and 2.
On PlayStation 2.
Yep. Yeah.
And
they came out with the movies, I think.
And it was just, I mean, I loved it. Like, those games I played for.
Dude, just being able to swing around New York City was one of the craziest and coolest things ever. Dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Come on.
Like I just loved it, climbing up the buildings and just whoosh. It was just so fun, and it was
Yes.
so basic, the designs, but it was so
It was
great.
perfect. It was perfect for
Yeah,
that time period. It was perfect. It was the
and then
greatest.
obviously once Xbox, because I did have the original Xbox and it was
Mhm.
fun. Again, another fun one, but I had Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, Halo on it. I had Simpsons Hit and Run, Shrek's. It was like Shrek had a game where it was kind of like Mario Party. I
Okay.
can't remember what it
I
was
don't remember
called,
that one. Yeah, I don't remember
but it
that
was
one.
actually like I actually played that game for hours. That thing was actually really fun. It literally was just Super Mario Party, but just Shrek characters. So it was mini games, all that fun stuff. It was great.
That does sound like fun, though, actually.
Yeah, dude, it was. I wish they would come out with it again and like put it on Xbox Game Pass so that I could play
Mhm.
it again, because that was I would play that with you guys and I'd live stream that thing so fast. Um,
That's fun. Oh, yeah.
Once 360 came out,
Ah, yes.
I
Ah, yes.
mean, it was a gaming changed. I mean, all around the world, but but for me, it was just being able to connect with my friends without having to meet up with them, be us all being able to party up, be in the same lobby, in the same party, and it was just so great. All the experience. Gears of War was amazing. Like
The
Gears
best game
of
ever,
War,
man.
the story, everything about it was a masterpiece in my eyes, especially still
Yeah.
to this day. To this day, Gears 1 is one of the best games. Gears 2 is story. The only reason why Gears 2 is better to me is because of the story.
Right. Yeah.
Overall game, Gears 1 was a home run for a
Hmm.
franchise. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, mechanics A1. Like and it was something introduced. Like they doing the whole roadie running and wall bouncing and all of the stuff that they did with that really hadn't been done in a game before
No. No.
at all. And being a third person shooter, like
Hmm.
to be as popular as it is, and like to this day, I commend it. I love the
I
game.
still think that if Call of Duty would have went that way with and
You
copied some of those mechanics, they would be a much better game.
really,
Where you could like wall, not wall bounce, but like actually grip to a wall and shoot around corners and stuff.
yes,
If they added more of that stuff, because that's realistic.
yeah,
If they did, I mean, not literally take it for Gears, but just some of the mechanics add
yeah,
to. Yeah, I think it would be a much better game, but
for
unfortunately, they'll
sure.
never do it.
No,
So we just get slide for like 6 miles for some reason because that's what normal people can do. Yeah. So
did you ever see that video of they make fun of it and it's the guy waxing the Call of Duty Warzone floors? It's
no,
like a guy coming by and it's like, yeah, I always got a job keeping these guys sliding.
that's so funny. Dude, I don't
Uh,
know how people slide that far.
yeah,
It's like if people slid that far, you would just slide from first to second, like second to third. Like
just start off with a butt and slide all the way.
so weird.
And then to be honest,
Mhm.
I the trash talking in Xbox 360
Yeah,
probably is like some of the best moments of my life.
it was next level, man. At that
Oh
time.
my god. It was just so ridiculous. The messages you would get
Hmm.
on a daily basis from people who were so butthurt by any little thing that happened were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah.
the best thing would be to just be like 1v1 me.
Hmm. Yeah.
1v1 me. Come on. I'll
Yep.
and just spam them with invites. Spam them with invites until they come, because they
That was Gears all. That was Gears like all day long. Like 1v1. Let's go.
come on 1v1.
Let's go all day long. Yeah, man. Because people talk so much shit. They
Oh,
talk
dude.
so much shit on there, and it's like, dude, you're losing.
Exactly.
What are
You're
you
losing.
talking about?
And he's like, "Oh, if you didn't have your team, all right, cool. Here's this invite. 1v1 me.
Yeah. Oh, I hated that. Yeah. You don't have if you don't have your team. Okay.
Cool. I ain't got my team right now. Hop up in this lobby.
Oh my god. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I do Gears for me. I see. I missed Xbox, the first Xbox. I was PS2 all the way up till 360 came out, and then when 360 came out, I was working at Dave and Buster's, and these dudes I worked with were like, "Oh yeah, man, we play Gears of War," and I'm like, "What the hell is Gears of War?" And they're like, "You got to get a 360 and play," and I was like, "All right." So I got a 360 and got the game, and yeah, I was addicted from that point on.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Gears was my addiction to Xbox in general, but it's still, like you said, it's my favorite game, man. It's
Oh,
my favorite
yeah.
game of all time. It's
I
so
think
great.
the two games that I was absolutely addicted to the most were, and I can't even say Gears of War is obviously one of them,
Yeah.
but the other one, I can't even say it's actually a game itself. It's more of a game mode, but
Hmm.
like Call of Duty Zombies. I
Yeah.
mean, I have gone 75 rounds, 80 rounds in some of these maps. Like, I love just being able to go push rounds, do Easter eggs that they have meticulously hidden throughout the entire game. Like, their old school designs for Easter eggs and map layouts and all that shit were
Yeah.
so amazing. I mean, still, I have Black Ops 2 downloaded on my Xbox because I still to this day hop on those buried and all of those maps and just go rounds. Like, I love those games with a passion. I've
Yeah.
always advocated that they need to have um like their own game just for zombies.
Zombie mode. Yeah.
Like, they should have said fuck Call of Duty Ghost and just said Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, it's hard to argue at that point. Ghost was so bad. I was really hoping for that game too because that game looks so cool.
Ghost is so like I was saying this on Rossi's show the other day. Ghost is like one of everyone's favorite characters in the entire Call of Duty franchise. Like, everyone loved Ghost, even though he barely said
I
anything.
didn't like Ghosts. I don't
Why?
remember liking it.
Why not?
You didn't? You liked Ghosts?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I was not a fan. I played it. Don't get me wrong. I
No.
played.
The character. The character.
Oh, just the character of
Yeah,
Ghost.
yeah, yeah. The character.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's awesome looking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Everyone
yeah,
loved
yeah,
the character Ghost. So I
yeah.
think everyone was so hyped for that game to come out
Hmm.
and just be a home run because we love the character. And when it flopped, it was so upsetting.
Yeah. Even dude. The maps were horrible in that game.
God awful.
Horrible. The one
I,
where you're in that like little like town, and it's like a Z-shaped main street with like houses and buildings all on the side, and then there's like alleys around the back way, and dude, it made no sense. That map made no sense at all to me.
that is
At all.
the only game still to this day that I have ever actually returned the hard copy to.
Really?
Oh, like same week.
Wow. No, see,
Could not.
I played the shit out of that game, but I hated
No.
every minute of it.
See, no, and that's the thing. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to because I knew all my friends were playing it, and I was just like, no, if I keep this game, they're gonna force me to play it, and I just don't want to. Like, I just literally can't.
Yeah, it's one of the worst Call of Duties, I'll be honest, man. I wish honestly now they would go back. I know they did it. Oh, when was it now? A couple games ago where they went back to World War II, but I would really like them to see them go back to World War II and do some of the first ones.
I think you're one of the only people that want that, Don.
I just love the Normandy, man. Like storming the beach at Normandy was some of the best stuff they did, man.
I
It
do
really
think
was.
maybe remastered World at War. That would be fun.
Oh, World at War was amazing.
Dude, because they haven't touched World at War in for like ever.
Oh, that was a great
So I
game.
think if they came out with a remastered World at War, like new graphics,
Yeah.
updated gameplay, add a multiplayer to it, Add some more. What's it called? Um, add some more zombie stuff to it. Be a
Mm-hmm.
golden game. That'd be a home run for them, and they don't even know it.
I still think an open world type game would work. Do you remember a game called Mercenaries? So basically, you were a mercenary and you would go around this open world map and you would go to different crime bosses and different bosses, and they would give you missions to go do. And then you would go do the mission, but the world was open world. Like you could just walk around and do whatever you wanted in between the missions and stuff. I think something like that would work, dude. Something,
But Call of Duty style?
yeah, like where you can like go to a certain area and you can have multiplayer, like what they did with the HUD. Remember the HUD in it was like the group area where you would meet up at, and then you would go to different areas to do different things. Like you could do the training area, you could go to multiplayer,
In
you
what
could.
game?
I don't remember. It was the World War II when they did a few years ago. You don't remember the loading hub where everybody met? Oh man, yeah. I think something like that, but bigger would work. I really do. I'd like to see it.
I'm interested.
I'd like to see it. Or here's the best one. Since you brought it up earlier, we haven't really talked about it because this is actually one of my favorite games of all time too. Uh, remaster hit Simpsons Hit and Run. Please do it.
Dude,
Please do it. Somebody
Simpsons
do
Hit
it.
and Run was so much fun.
Fucking love that game. I
It was
fucking
the fun.
love
It
that
was
game.
like GTA before GTA.
It
It
was
was
so
just
amazing.
so much freaking fun. Riding around in all of those cars and all of those.
Dude.
Oh, dude, the missions were funny as hell. Everyone's like little quips that they had, so great.
And the story actually was funny, dude. Like it was
Oh
really
yeah,
fun. It was like being in a Simpsons
and
story,
then like
man. It was so
just the
fun.
stupid little like being able to find those hidden jumps and
Oh yeah.
find the hidden what was it, cola cans?
It was it was Buzz Cola or whatever it was
Yeah,
called.
Buzz
Whatever
Cola.
it's called. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of different Easter eggs in that game, man.
It was just so fun.
It was such a great game. I really love that game. Like I really love that game so much.
I would love to see that remastered.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into like what got you wanting to do this kind of stuff, like podcasting or on YouTube and stuff like that.
So,
Where did
well,
that interest come from?
I wanted to do it for a while,
Hmm.
because I did theater for a long time, and then I just didn't have a creative outlet. So I was like, I play games, and I'm not too bad, even though everything I have shown shows that I'm absolute dog water. But I swear I'm not.
No,
Um,
you're not. You're really not.
like, so I was like, I'm pretty decent in the game. So I always
Mhm.
wanted to actually stream, and I never had a PC. And so finally, a while back, I decided to start doing Twitch streams just for my Xbox. So it didn't have any video, but it was just audio, and I can get my party involved in it. So I did that for a little while, but I just didn't. It just was so much, like not even work, but just it was too tedious to do without like a camera and actually being able to express myself. And I needed a PC. Like
Okay.
just to be able to keep, because I wanted to keep track of comments, I wanted to keep track of anything that was going on, and it was just so much work just trying to do it from your Xbox. So then
Sure.
I
Sure.
stopped doing it, and then honestly I stopped, like didn't do anything for like 2 years, um and finally ran into you, crazy, you're fucking
I'm
crazy
crazy.
ass.
I'm crazy for sure.
And you were said, "Hey, you want to come on this podcast?" And I was like, "Shit, you know what? Let's go." And I had the PC. You helped me get the equipment, and I mean, to be honest, it's a lot of fucking work, but I love every second of it. Like I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I do too.
I was telling this to Josh, and it's something that has helped me with a bit of depression, just to do something all this and keep myself busy and occupied. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I have a way to actually nerd out about all these things that I nerd out about, and with people that appreciate it and
Yeah.
obviously get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm talking to a wall and someone who's just like, uh-huh.
Right, but even if it's something like I don't know anything about, or somebody doesn't know anything about, we can still have a
Yeah.
conversation about it. Like that's the best part. You know what I mean? Because we all have that thing that we like, love more than
Yeah.
anything. So it's easy to be like, "That's awesome, man. Yeah, tell me more about that." Like I want to know. Like,
Exactly.
so yeah, no, it's great being in this community for sure, man.
Yeah, no, and like it's just been, like I said, it's honestly been great doing all of this stuff, and I think now that I've started, I don't think I'm ever gonna fucking stop. Especially now
Yeah,
with Titans of the Turf. To be honest, I don't see me ever not doing that.
yeah. I know I agree with you on that for sure, man. I mean, I got into this and yeah, I just don't see any reason I would ever want to stop doing this because every time, even if I'm in a bad mood, once I get on here and I start talking to you guys, it just goes away, and I can just be like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
let's have some fun. Let's talk some shit about Star Wars, or let's talk some shit about Marvel, or whatever it is." So yeah, it's been great, man. And honestly, being able to do this with you too now has been great. Bringing you in on the channel and just I mean, obviously Titans is our kind of our brainchild together. So I
yeah,
mean, just all of this, man, and working with you and working with the other guys has just been amazing, man. So
yeah,
I'm
dude, and
so glad you're here on the journey with us now.
like I said, I didn't realize how much fuck, and you can probably attest to this. I
Yeah,
didn't realize how much work doing all of this stuff was, and
I didn't either,
to
man, for a long
actually like
time.
not even just because to just do it is fine, but to actually care about it and like
Hmm.
want it to succeed, even if it's just slowly, like we're doing, like it's just you want it to do better. You want this, what you know, like you said, this brainchild that you have to actually get the light that it deserves.
Hmm.
And I think Titans of the Turf is probably the biggest thing, because I mean it's something that you and I have actually come up with from scratch.
Put a lot of time and effort into it, man, for real. Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, the amount of stress tests that we did before we even brought it to anyone's attention. You
And
know,
just the conversations we would have, man, like just for hours, just talking about, all right, well, what if this happened? Well, what if that happened? What about this? What do you want to do with this? How do you want to do that? Like just everything, every little detail.
and again,
So
you just don't think like coming up with something like that would be so hard, but it was extremely difficult.
well, and like you said, it's we want people to enjoy it like as much
Yeah.
as we enjoy doing it, so you want there to be some level of perfection, if that's the best
Yes.
word to use. But you want there to be some sort of polish on it when people are looking at it, so
100%. It's like you really want to make sure you want to at least make one person see what you have seen in this. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
Mhm.
that Titans of the Turf. I think the best part for you and me, honestly, I don't mind not playing the games right now,
Yeah,
just because seeing being a part of one every single game, I love way more.
yeah, yeah,
I
we're
just
having
love
so
way
much fun
more.
doing the matches for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just commentating them all and just be like literally just being able to be a part and see every one of them unfold live is just so fun. I don't think I want to give that up.
No, no, man, we
But
have we have way too much fun, man. Way too much fun, and everybody's awesome in the league. They really are,
yeah,
man.
like
Everybody brings a different perspective and a different, flavor to the league, which I think is actually really great.
yeah, and that like it's great to have the cast of characters that we do, I would say.
Hmm.
Cuz like all of these guys are great. Like,
Hmm.
and whatever you guys, end up seeing on screen sometimes is not always what, they are. Like, every single one of them is awesome. They're funny and
Yeah.
they all get along. And like, it's just
Oh yeah.
another great, like, place to have that camaraderie and that, like, teamwork and shit, even though they're working against each other.
Yeah, no, and like you said, they all get along behind the scenes. It's the stuff on the screen though is just them having fun with each other, like, and it's so great because that's what you want to see. You want to have some rivalry, you want to have some
Oh
shit
yeah.
talking. It can't be just, oh hey, how you doing today? Let's play a game. Like, you want to have fun. So I think them bringing these characters, if you want to call them that. I mean, it's just really their enhanced versions of themselves, but yeah, bringing that to the table, man, is just so great. I mean, look at Frenchie and Mo, that first match, and um,
Oh
um,
god, that first
um,
match was so great.
Soda and Anthony going at it was or John and Anthony, sorry, going at it was really great.
Oh yeah.
So there's been some really
Just,
fun matchups, man.
just the fact that Soda has just Ron Swanson gifts
It's
popping
one of
in
the
and out.
funniest things, dude. It's
I
one of the
love it. And
funniest.
then John's Cartman.
Yes,
I never want him to stop. I need to convince him to do an entire segment where he like just goes back and forth. Like I
he's
just
got to
need
redraft him, man. He's got to redraft him next season. He's got to.
no, and like the thing is, no, you just need to make Cartman your coach.
Yeah, that's
He's
yeah,
got to make Cartman his
that's
coach,
that's
and
fun.
then that'll be it. I'm
Yep.
like, yo, I will give you. You can draft any other person right now, John. John, if you watch this right now, I'm telling you, you can redraft any other person and make Cartman your coach.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. You heard it here. There it is. Yeah, man. No, I this journey has been insane, man. From where I started with the channel and to where we are now it's so great. It's so amazing that we've been on this journey, and adding this Titans to it has just been really really amazing, man. Because I watched the Schmodown for so many years, and I always was like, man, I wish I had something like that I could do. And when you brought this idea to me, man, I was like, this has to be it. Like, this is definitely it. Like, I love football. I love the fantasy care. Like, I love all of this stuff. This is obviously easy. Yes. Like, I want to do this. So, and then just like you said, or like we said, working on it together and putting it all
Yeah,
together, man, it's just something you can't help but fall in love with. I mean, it's so
literally.
much fun, man. It's so much fun.
It,
Really is.
every single aspect of it has been from literally from conception of the idea to where we are now,
Hmm.
and we're still working on it. We
Yeah,
still
of
have
course.
things that we've got to fix about it, but like everything in between has been a crazy ride, but it's fun as hell.
Yep.
Like even when I'm trying to pull my hair out because of scheduling, it's still
Yeah.
fun as shit.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's
it is.
and it's nothing against any of the guys. It's just I get like we're a lot of people, we have lives, and the
Yeah.
commitment that it takes from them to even be able to do it is so amazing. And I can't believe that we even found 6 people to be like, yeah, sure, we'll take an hour of a day of hour time a week already on top of our streams that we're already
Yeah.
doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, the level of commitment that they've, kind of submitted to, to do this is amazing. So yeah, no, we thank them for that for sure. I mean, we couldn't do it without them. I mean, you and me playing this game would be fun for us,
Yeah,
but nobody else
no.
after a couple weeks. So
You and I can only come up with so many creative ideas.
yeah, yeah, no. Um, no, yeah, thank you to everybody for that for sure. And Frenchie, man, Frenchie coming in was a huge help for us, man, for sure. Him helping us
Yeah,
with everything. So
without a doubt. Kim coming in and actually, doing the whole point system and giving us that strategy aspect to it.
the
Because
biggest thing.
yeah, it's the biggest thing, and it's the thing that really put the bow on it for us, I really think.
Yeah.
Everything else was bells and whistles, but once we were able to have that system put into play, it changed the entire way we looked at the game, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. Well, guys, I'm gonna end it there, dude. It was great. It was great talking to you, man, and just kind of having this conversation. What's up? What?
No, it was just great.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I had a great time, man. Like I said, this was more just kind of get to know you, let everybody get to know you more, and why you love doing this stuff so much. So, guys, for Padawan Frito, I'm Jedi Master Tuck. We had some questions, we got answers. Till next time.
Would you look at that?